him to do you so much you could do anything.
Yes, that's right. And welcome to the podcast here. Another week with my son. We did the intro show last week. I think I can see all the platforms going live right now, so that's great. If you can do us a favor and share the show, that'd be much appreciated. Share to maybe some loved ones or some your sisters and brothers that might have kids. This is a kid-friendly podcast where we get to I'm going to talk to my son about just some questions and maybe venting things about how he feels or the way he maneuvers his way through his life. It might be good information for your kids to learn, look, see, understand, because they might be feeling or thinking the same things. And sometimes we're going to get a guest on the show, aren't we? We're going to get a guest with a parent and their kid, and maybe we can interact with the four of us like that. But for now, you can catch us on YouTube. I am sharing this to my own YouTube channels at the moment with the Rocksteady podcast, but please, for the sake of kid-friendly channels, we want to go to Father and Son podcast on YouTube, Facebook page, and Twitch. Okay, so you can catch the show there. And if we go, Vinny, how's your day?
Good. I
should be saying RJ. I've got to get used to that. Rocky Jr. Take that out your mouth, son. We're on a live. There's people watching. So
I know that.
Yeah. So how was you actually? It's a Friday evening here. We're going to do these shows every Friday evening for about a half hour or so.
For us, for you guys, it might be Thursday or Saturday.
It's early Friday morning, I believe, over in the US right now. I'm going to see if I can share this from. Yes. What's that?
Mr. has joined.
Yes, Mr. Bombastic. Yes, thank you, Mr. Bombastic, for joining.
Mr. Bombastic.
Appreciate that. I'm just trying to grab the link. The thing with live is you've got to juggle things.
Is it just is it my sunglasses that are tilted?
Yes, it's probably just your sunglasses that are tilted. Okay, I'm just going to share this real quick. I know there's a slow start like that, but I can't help it when you haven't got a producer for the show. Here we go. Bang. Let's do that. All right, so now we're ready to go. So I wanted to get into a couple of things with you, son.
Okay.
First things first, I want to give a special shout out to the people last week that tipped the support jar.
A big shout out.
A massive shout out. So there's a couple of shout outs here. So if you wish to support the show at any point, there's as you'll see on the screen on YouTube,
is
Twitch.
My glasses tilted?
They're fine.
Okay.
They're fine. See how distracted he gets. So there's a tip jar. If you can scan that with your phone, it won't make you pay straight away. But if you wish to tip on the show, you can do so. All those tips will go towards him saving for his Oculus Quest 2. He's saving at the moment. Last week we got $21.31 from a couple of people. That was Mrs. Red Rose. Special shout out to you. So we're going to have to say the people that tipped the following week, because I can go back and find out who it was. And also Tankalicious, special shout out to you, brother. Thank you very much for the tip. Hey, put your hands down. That's what's straight ahead.
I'm trying to point to the oh look, he's just he's joined. Oh, okay, he's joined now.
So we've got Santino. Tina, how are you, brother? Salute. Hello, guys. How are you?
Salute.
There's also another link that I'm going to put up during the show. In fact, I'll do that right now. I want to talk a little bit towards the end a bit more about here we go. Let's do this. The Starlight Children's Foundation. It's a foundation where it's sick children here in Australia. It's a fantastic foundation, and I've just extended the charity box or what have you. So I set this up through their website, right? So it's scanning on this will go directly to their website. So we don't handle the money or anything like that. But I'm going to kick off the first tip today of $50. I'm going to do that right now while it's up on the screen here. I think I can do it like this. Let's do it. Little RJ. Let's find if we can do it right now. I want to be the first one to tip it. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
And also, at the end of every podcast, there will be something special coming up at the end.
There will be.
And it'll be fun, but it'll get harder. And then after all of the hard ones, we'll go straight to the normal one.
Oh, it looks like there's a bit of a process for me to fill out my details. However, I want to be the first one to do that. I might be the last one on this show. Straight after this show, I'm going to donate $50 straight up to the Starlight Foundation, Starlight Children's Foundation.
So there's 6 people watching.
Okay.
4 people that have scanned the code.
Okay, so let's just keep it and follow my lead. All All right, so we'll
Okay.
kill that one there, and we'll put this one back up here saying this. All right. Now, what was next on that list, son? There's some other shout outs I want to give out to some people that support the show, and they are two. You better think of a couple that you might want to shout out to, right, as well.
Shout out to Mrs. Red Rose from last time.
Yep.
For I don't know if she was the first one, but for scanning the QR code to tip.
Yeah, I think she was the first one. She tipped a couple of times, so I appreciate that. I want to give another shout out to George and Anthony. I want to give a shout out to Nunzio. I want to give a shout out to Big Jeff from UK. Haven't seen you, mate. I know you supported the show last week, so thank you very much. And also Ari Davis Music. Find him on Facebook. Shout out to you. We caught his music during the week. His guitar work was fantastic. I'm going to clip this and send it to you, Ari, for the wonderful tunes that you played the other night. Okay, so that's that part. Before we move on to a couple of questions I want to ask Vinny, I'm going to open it up to some live messages on the show. If you want to leave a message, and I've already screened who you are, you can leave one on my Instagram _rocksteady, and I'll play that on the show. Right now, we're just going to kick in and read a couple of these in. All right, so Three Little Pigs podcast is here. Love it, mate. Thank you for joining. Oh, my best friend in the whole world, Mr. the King Elvis. My two favorite Aussies, Rocksteady and Rocky V. Yeah, shout out to Rocky V. Yes, thank you, brother. Thank you for joining
okay, I'll shout out to Elvis.
Big hello to Elvis.
Because
we miss you.
Because he wants me to shout him out, so I just did it anyways.
Oh shit, he did shout me out, Rocky V. There you go. So big shout out to Rocky V, to Elvis. Go on.
Big shout out to Fake Dead Elvis.
There you go. That's the name on there. All right. So we've got a voice message that's come through. This is from Mr. Bombastic. I want to do something as well on this show. I want to share a screen and show the distance of where some people are talking. So for any kids watching, we're based in Perth here, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to get some directions, and we're going to go to London, where Mr. Bombastic is. London. Okay.
Let's see how far.
And so this is how far he is across the world right now from the message
so
we're about
far.
to hear. So Perth, and it's a 16-hour, 35-minute flight to London right there, okay? In fact, I can see him. He's so tall, I can actually see him standing there. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, I can see him.
I don't think I shared the screen. Hang on, I've got to do that first. So share a screen.
He's so tall.
Here we go. Share the screen. Okay, so the distance right now that we're about to hear a message from Mr. Bombastic, let's go zoom out a little bit, is from Perth, Australia, across to London, UK.
London.
All right, so we are there, and this is where this message is going to come from. Here we go. Ready? Message from Mr. Bombastic.
Hey guys, massive good afternoon. Good evening to you guys. It's afternoon over here, 12:10. Popped in and out last week, but I was on the train going to the north of England. But I'm here and listening. Much love to you both. Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bombastic. He's a very, very close friend of mine, Mr. Bombastic. So we've been friends online for a good couple of years. So I'll stop sharing that for the moment.
Take care.
Back to us. Okay. Anyone else wants to leave a message? Now's your moment. Otherwise, I'm going to have to hold them off till after. But I want to get into asking you a couple of questions, Vin, that I've written down.
Can you zoom in?
Let's do that.
So I can see the messages.
Keeps me on par, this boy. Okay.
Telefantastic.
Telefantastic. Paul Keogh. Oh, yeah, nice. Paul Keogh we know from school. I went to school with Paul Keogh, so good to see you. Thanks for listening in, brother. By the way, I want to say real quickly, I get quite a few views after on the YouTube and things like that. It might be in a passing conversation where I find out that a friend of mine watches the show. I have no idea unless you let me know that. So if you could just pop a quick comment down or a thumbs up or something, so I know who's actually listening out of my friends or school friends or people I've grown up with or cousins or anything like that, because it sort of has to get into a conversation to find out who's actually a fan or not. So, all right, son, I've got a question for you.
What?
All right, so first things first is that I want to say anything that maybe we talk about, like before you go to bed or anything like that, that's private or you don't want public, don't worry. I promise 100% I'm not going to say it, right?
Okay.
And if there's something you don't want said publicly, let me know. Otherwise, I think I have an idea what's okay to share with people or not. They can eavesdrop in our conversation, right? But one of these questions that I wanted to ask you is that have a good think. Have a good think about this.
How much do you guys?
Focus from the messages. We're going to get to the messages in a second. I want you to focus on what I'm saying, okay? So, what are 3 important things that you need in your life right now to make you feel safe, secure, and stress-free?
My parents, my sister, and...
I mean, it's not a trick question. If you have to just stop for a second and think about, like, if you were ever worried or scared or stressed, what's something immediately that you would need to feel better?
Think about Thailand, my mum and dad Rita, and no.
So you're saying, some things that so you're saying thoughts and people, like close people to you, make you feel secure and safe and better?
Yeah.
So mum and dad, which is probably pretty obvious. Your sister, I'm surprised a little bit with the way that you try to little bit argue with your sister, which is normal.
Like her, even though she does annoy me.
Of course you like her. You love her. She's your sister, of course. I've seen the way, take that out of your mouth. I've seen the way that you protect her that time we were at the markets, and there was that little boy trying to run and hit her, and you were like jumping in front, protecting
grab her
her.
and put her down.
Yeah, but you were like protecting her like a big brother. I was super proud to see that. I was watching the whole time.
I know that.
And that's really how a big brother protects his little sister. I was proud to see that. Okay, so and the other thing you said was Thailand. So what about Thailand? Is that like a safe space for you?
Well, it's because we had lots of good memories there, and like I'm really close to it. Closer than, well, they're both the same closeness, but just I do like I sort of like Thailand a little bit more better than Australia.
Do you? To live or just to holiday?
To live.
To live. So if we had a choice
and this also to live as well.
But if we had a choice to tomorrow say, all right, we can live in Thailand now or we can live in Australia, which one would you choose? Australia. So what, only just because you love them both?
Well, Thailand has changed a lot now since we've been gone. And so lots of stuff have been knocked down now and different. So I don't really know it that much. Well, I do, but not that much. And with Australia, I sort of do know a lot. Nothing really has changed. But I would say Thailand is good to visit, but Australia is also
a wonderful place to live.
Yeah.
I absolutely think so. I think you nailed it there in my opinion, but
Can we get Moody to the...
Okay, we'll just do a couple of questions. So Natalie Hunter, who's actually someone who met over in Thailand, is on here. So thanks for joining in. And I think it was your birthday, right? Happy birthday to you, Natalie. Giving you a shout out there. And we have a message from Mrs. Red Rose. Mrs. Red Rose is, at the moment, I'm not sure she was okay with me sharing that. I think she was. We're going to change this one. She was over in Seattle. Right. So let's have a look at the distance, and we're gonna share a screen for that. Share screen. Just a second. Share screen here. Share.
I don't know what that said.
And this is the distance we're going to hear this message from. So from Perth across Australia, 23 hours and 10-minute flight across to Seattle in America, United States of America.
So it's almost a whole day, but it's like
it really is
1 hour short.
Well, 50 minutes short, right? But what would normally happen if you're flying there is you fly from Perth to Sydney, and then you have a stopover, and then you fly there, and it's probably like, actually, it's a lot shorter than 23 hours that way. But anyway, this is the distance. All right, so let's stop the share screen. Okay, and let's play the message. Here we go.
Good morning to both of you. I want to say thank you so much, Rocky V, for doing what you do and helping the children. I just donated $100 to your foundation.
Wow.
And keep up the good work.
Mrs. Red Rose, that's fantastic. She just donated $100.
Giant shout out to her.
Yeah, this is not to your tip jar. This is to the Children's Foundation to help the sick
Oh.
children, which is fantastic, mate. Yeah, you know, and I know it's good that you get the tips, but
I know, it's just like
but to get
100,
that's
that
fantastic.
is a
Thank you.
lot of money.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. If anyone else wants to donate, I'm just going to pop that back on the screen over here. That is the Starlight Children's Foundation. Thank you, Mrs. Red Rose, for doing that. I really appreciate that. That's wonderful to kick it off. And
Why do you always send two?
sorry,
Why do you always send two?
what are you talking about?
Two of these.
Oh, don't worry about it. Every
So
time I
what?
click it, it comes up. Charlie XO is in the crowd over from the UK as well. Thanks for joining in, Charlie. And I'm going to go back to a question for you. So we're going to focus on this, okay? Short question. Okay. So what's one thing from each me, Mum, and your sister that you love about us?
I mean, Rita, can you make it? Rita, she is sort of annoying, but always caring and like sort of like nice.
So what do you love most about her as your sister?
This is a hard question. Because she's very caring and nice.
She is very caring.
Even though sometimes she does be mean. Or not that mean, but like, yeah.
Okay. That's good. What about your mother?
My mother, she's a very good cook. She is a very nice, loving mum. And she's a very nice mum as well.
I agree.
And you are a very hard, well, not really that hard, but still a hard worker because you built this whole shed by yourself. And you are very nice. Everyone's very nice. You are very nice.
What's something you love about me?
How you are very nice and very loving.
To who?
Me,
You?
The whole family.
Good. I love that. Thank you very much. All right. So, okay. Whoa.
I know.
Thanks. That was some good answers there, right? We've got a couple of messages from Chuck. Right. Let's have a look where Chuck's from
Charlie.
now. I don't know specifically right now exactly where the town is specifically. I think he's around the East Coast. Chuck, do you want to just send me a message on where you are specifically? Oh, look at that. Here we go. It might be in his message. I'm going to play it, then I'm going to see if I can bring it up on the screen. Here we go.
Good morning from New York City. Well, I guess.
New York City.
Good evening for you guys. Good evening, Big Rock. Good evening, Little Rock. Cool show, man. Yeah, right on.
Okay.
But just wanted to say hey.
Hey, Chuck. Thanks for chiming in, man. We're going to share a screen to show RJ here where exactly he
every
is.
time you're off it, can you zoom in because I can
Okay.
barely see anything.
Okay, here we go. So we're going to do it from this screen here, all right? So from Perth, again, it's over in the United States. It's a one day and 1 hour trip, 25 hours, right? Yep, and it goes over to the East Coast of America. So Rosa was on the West Coast there, right?
1 day and 1 hour. That is a long time.
25 hours away, and we could just pop messages like that. And here, look, there's a picture of him right now in New York City. It's morning time there. Oh, that might not be actually morning time right now.
It might be sort of
Oh yeah,
like,
it would be. It's like 7:30 in the morning almost. So
for us it is 8:23.
8:23. That's right. All right. So thanks for that message, Chuck. Appreciate that. Drop the share screen there, and at 7:20 a.m. Yeah. That's it. All right. Now, next question for you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is something that as a dad, when I try to talk to you and you have some tough times at school, maybe you had some bullying issues going last year a little bit,
Yeah.
and
it was too
that made
much.
you. We're not going to mention any names or anything, though. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay, that's
let's focus.
toxic.
Let's focus.
I know. I'm listening.
Speaking up
Listening.
here, and
So, like,
one of
I
the
had
things when you were
this-
sad is that I wanted to try and build. I'm going to say the word a bit of toughness inside, a bit more tougher, right? but that's because I don't know how else to describe the word resilience, how to come through it strong and get back up and keep moving on. So for you,
Well, I do that, like when I fall over. And
sure.
stuff.
So that's when you fall over, right? I
Yeah,
actually
stuff
see you
like
do
that.
that. You say, I'm all right, and you mentally brush it off. I see you do that. You toughen yourself up like that. What about, not physically, but what about with your emotions inside? If you feel a little bit hurt,
I feel like
what do you think you would need to help you feel stronger inside?
so like when I'm sad and stuff.
Yeah.
If I get like a little free time or something.
So time away to just deal with it?
Yeah, so sort of like if I have my iPad, it makes me focus on that. It makes my mind take away from that.
So that's a distraction to stop you thinking about how you're feeling. What do you think you maybe
I mean, like when I'm
need?
feeling sad,
Mm-hmm.
I can maybe like try having my iPad, and then the iPad will like take my mind off being sad.
Sure. I call that a temporary happiness. Yeah. Yep. And I know it's a hard question too, but I was just wondering, like, sometimes do you need a few words from mum and dad to help you feel better, or do you need a hug? Or I think the time out was a good answer because you obviously have time away to like deal with it. But maybe iPad is
I
your
don't
thing.
mean time out. I mean like iPad.
Not time out in a naughty way, but time out to yourself. Just time for yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bit of a deep question. But anyway,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Any messages, send them through here, _Rocksteady, and we'll take them on the show here. We're sort of over part way of the show now. Little question, you don't have to answer it. But do you have your eye on any special ladies at school?
Don't want to explain this.
You don't want to explain this? Okay.
No.
I
Turn the
understand.
music off.
Okay, not a problem. I will stop that one. All right. Now, what do we got here? We're going to go back to the little shout out. So if anyone wants to support the show by scanning the QR code in the top left of the screen, you can make a donation. That's, I think, a $5 donation. Whatever country you're in there, it's a $5 donation. Or if you want to dig a little deeper, you can go to the virtual tip jar. Okay, you get the tip jar on the bottom of the screen. And that is, I think, a $10 tip. So if you want to, double up a little bit to put towards little RJ's Oculus.
Yeah. Well, when they don't donate us different money, we can't use it against the Oculus.
We can. We receive it in Australian dollars. It converts. Don't worry, son. I've worked out the tax and everything. Don't worry. It's all good. I got you, bro. I got you. All right.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, so I'm going to put back up, and also if you really want to go put some dollars towards a good cause, Starlight Children's Foundation, help the sick children. I'm trying to reach out to them and see if we can collaborate a little bit and start to get some stories of some people that are sick and talk about that on the show a little bit. I think it'll be good for people to be aware of what they're donating to. All right. Again, special shout out to Mrs. Red Rose and Takealicious for the donations last week from the virtual tip jar.
She's one of the first people to do it.
She actually was. I've got a bunch of rules that I saved from something I saw online. It's called Rules to Teach Your Son, right? And there's so many of them, but I thought I might just do about 4 a week and run through them. I'm going to save them to you, and then if you
say maybe like.
I'm gonna read. I'm just gonna read one by one up to 4 of them, and then.
Okay.
If you're not sure of it, or if you're curious about it, ask.
So I have to ask questions about it.
No. I just want you to understand it. So the first thing that I think a father should teach his son is never shake hands with a man while you're sitting down. Do you understand that?
Why?
Because I don't think it shows enough respect. You should always stand up, look someone in the eye, and shake them with a good firm handshake. Never just sitting down doing a handshake. I think it's disrespectful. It's showing the utmost respect for people.
I thought about you. I thought when I had shake with you, not like with other people.
With anyone, with shaking someone's hand, you stand up, you look them in the eye, you shake them with a good firm handshake. Yeah, right. You don't have to break their hand, but just to let them know that you haven't got a wet sock, right? Okay. And it's an important thing in life, I think. Right. So that's one.
Floppy arms.
Another one here. Number 2.
Board.
Number 2 is don't enter a pool by the stairs. It's just a hypothetical sort of way to say it. Well, you can absolutely enter a pool by the stairs, and probably it's safe to do so if you're unaware of how deep the pool is. But if you just want to give something a try in life, that you want to give it your best go, this is like saying just jump in the deep end, just go for it. Just jump in the pool. Don't slowly
if you
get in
can't
and
swim?
half commit. Just go for it.
What if you can't swim?
Well, you'll learn pretty quick. You'll learn pretty bloody quick, right? Okay. So that's the second one. Third one, I like this one. The man at the barbecue grill is the closest thing to a king. Okay, so what that means is, you know when we go to Donald's house,
Yeah.
and he's there with the barbecue,
Yeah.
and he's cooking. It's like if you go to a barbecue party, the person around the barbecue is the one that's just got all that attention for all the yummy food and smells that are coming out, and he's controlling the whole situation. It's like the closest thing to a king, So try to be that man.
Okay, none of these really make that sense.
Okay, and this last one's probably a little more difficult. It says, in a negotiation, never make the first offer.
I do not understand that.
Okay, so when you're trying to do a deal with somebody, if you're trying to work something out, what's wrong? You got a headache?
No, it's just like something was like spiking me.
Okay. Yeah, basically, when you're gonna do a deal with someone, you're gonna try and negotiate something. You should never be the first one to put that offer on the table, because they're usually the first one to lose. That's why. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll explain them probably better. It's probably a little deep. I thought I'd try that out, ladies and gentlemen, but it's probably a little deep for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As we're getting towards the end of the show, any more messages coming in? We'll take them now because we're going to start to finish the show soon. But we're going to have a little section.
Scan the QR code.
Okay.
8
Okay.
people
So-
are watching.
We got to have. Would you rather? This is what you want to come up with. Would you rather? Okay. So do you want to read them out? And if anyone wants to type it on the screen or anything, would you rather for your answers?
Like,
You can do that. I'll
or you
hold this
could-
for you, mate. All right.
so
basically,
if you
there's three things he's come up with. He likes to play this game. Would you rather? So
so you have to like choose which one.
So
You
first one,
guys can like write it down there, and we'll also be answering it.
so if you want to respond, you can go to our YouTube or Twitch or Facebook's the Rocksteady Podcast or Father and Son Podcast, and you can respond that way.
Or Father Son Podcast.
Okay, here we go. So,
So-
would you rather? First one, would you rather?
Would you rather have fly ability or run super fast?
So let me reiterate that. Would you rather fly or run at a super fast speed? What would you rather do?
Fly.
You'd rather fly? Yeah,
Fly.
I'd rather fly too.
I like to see the world up above high.
So you want to see the world? You want to fly?
Yeah, I want to fly because there's so many cool things that we can't see because we can't fly.
Correct. We could fly in a plane.
Fly 100%.
There you go.
Everyone
The king
might
says
choose
he'd
fly. But most people might choose fly because, like, run super fast. Sometimes you might not see where you're going and just run into something. Fly for
The
me.
Flash?
Yeah, mostly everyone's going to fly.
Mrs. Red Rose says fly for me. All right. This Mr.
Flying
Bombastic, flying ability,
ability,
free
free
travel. See? Yeah, he almost does
True.
fly. He's so tall that his head almost touches the sun. Yeah. I'm not even joking. All right. Okay.
Yeah, mostly people will do fly because, like, who would like to have super speed? Or fly, just like
Nobody. They
saying,
want to fly. They all want to fly. Here's the next one, right?
because like having wings is so fun.
Would you rather, look, be a well-behaved, trained wolf or an out-of-control stinging bee?
A killer bee,
Oh, an
big.
out-of-control stinging killer bee. Sorry.
which is big.
I mean, I know what the king's going to say, and it's the same answer that I would say. But what would you
Sure.
rather? Be a well-behaved, trained wolf, like a domesticated wolf, or a out-of-control stinging killer bee?
No, it's like a wolf that doesn't hunt people. That it doesn't hunt.
It's just a kind wolf.
Just
Ah,
a kind wolf that only gets like fish and well, a vegetarian wolf, but it's really nice.
vegetarian wolf. Nice one.
So wolf.
Okay, so
I'll
the
choose
king
a
said wolf. To my surprise, it's not what I would have chosen. I would have chosen a wolf if it was pretty wild.
Wolf.
But no, I'm choosing the crazy stinging bee.
What?
Yeah, nobody can touch my
You're
honey.
killing people.
No, I'm not trying to kill people. I'm just protecting my honey. Honey's
Well,
sweet, man. You got to protect it at all
It's
costs.
a killer bee and
Wolf.
wolf
Oh,
for me.
wolf for Mrs. Red Rose too.
Oh,
wow. Oh,
If
well,
you
look
want
at
it, I get you.
that. There you go.
Well, and plus, you don't eat killer bees honey. Well, some people do, but not really that much people eat killer bee honey. So,
Well,
what was the last
The last one. Okay.
I got,
So would you rather? This is all what he's come up with, by the way. Would you rather get bitten by
By-
10 non-venomous snakes or fight a giant anaconda?
I didn't think this one through.
I don't know what. There's much to think through, man.
So,
You'll be a snack if you try to
Ooh.
fight that anaconda.
well, it's a giant anaconda. It's like, it's 5 times big as this room.
I think
So,
even
like,
bigger than that.
So 5 times long as this room. And it's about, big as this room.
Nice. Well, I'm absolutely going to be bitten by 10 non-venomous snakes. for me.
Well, but getting bit by a snake is painful though.
I know, but I'll still be able to stay alive. If it's the giant anaconda, he'll eat you like a piece of sushi. You're gone. Like that.
10 snakes.
10 snakes, I think
snakes.
it is. Yeah, absolutely. All
And,
right.
well, we can bites from a
So there
snake.
you go. Mrs. Red Rose said bites from
Okay.
snakes. Beautiful.
Everyone might just do the same thing.
Okay. All right. So that's the last of that. We'll do that each week.
Now we have to wait for
RJ,
Fake Dead Elvis.
they'll come.
Josh,
Fake Dead Elvis and Joshua.
Josh.
You have to respond. RJ's reaching out to you to make you respond. In the meantime, while they're responding, if you want to help support the
Well-
show, you can donate to the virtual tip snake bites from
Snake
Josh.
bites.
The virtual tip jar in the top left corner. There's a QR
It'll be
code. You can
painful,
scan it
really
and you can
painful.
leave a $5 tip. Or if you want to donate to the Starlight Children's Foundation, thank you, Mrs. Red Rose, who just donated $100. The target's $500. So you know what, Mrs. Red Rose, I'm going to match you. I'm going to
get
put 100 in
bit
straight
by
after the show
snake.
as well. So there's going to be 200 in, and we've got 300 to go. If anyone
Okay.
feels they want to dig deep into your pockets to help a wonderful foundation, Starlight Children's Foundation, that QR code goes directly to their website. The funds go direct to them. So we've got Josh that says snake bites, and King Elvis said
Everyone
I would
seriously-
get bit by the snakes. There you go.
Everyone's doing the same thing.
But you were going to go for the anaconda.
No, I wasn't. I was going to, but then I realized about what you have to go through.
Alright.
So,
All right, we're
Those
starting to wind up the
take the
show.
time.
If anyone wants to say their goodbyes or farewells, we've hit the half-hour mark.
would you rather? We'll be here for a little bit more longer to see if any more people
Okay.
will do the
If you have any questions for RJ before we leave, please send them in.
for would you
Be
rather.
the King, be Mr. Bombastic, be Mrs. Red Rose. Any questions for RJ here, then
And can,
do
we,
so.
can we maybe finish? Anacondas will gobble you off in one bite.
Exactly, Mike, I agree.
Well, it'll take them a little bit long because our shoulders are too big for their mouth. But if it's the giant one, it'll just swallow you.
I think
whole.
they'll swallow you faster than a
Oh,
German
can we
Shepherd.
finish with one more?
Do you have one more off mine? You didn't write it down, so yeah, what
I
is it?
know, but
Go on.
would you rather have fire powers or have ice powers?
Oh,
I already know mine. It's so easy.
I think
Fire.
I think ice.
What? I know fire.
Oh. Yeah, then I'll
I love her.
then I'll always beat you with ice. You can light whatever you want up, and I'll put it out with the ice.
But if you try to face me, I'll just
Mhm.
burn it down. I'll just lay it
But I'll
down.
put out your flame.
How?
With my ice.
You know, fire means fire and lava. So, ice and water, you know.
Yes, I know. Okay, all right. So, as we end the show, I want to give some final shout outs
With
too
ice,
as well.
you can build stuff.
Yes.
True, but Rocksteady
Rocksteady
is
is so cool. He
and
already has ice powers.
I would fire. Even though this is fire and ice, my glasses, I still prefer fire.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I see what you did
Well,
there.
we haven't.
All right.
We haven't heard from Josh yet.
We haven't heard from Josh, but he'll write in. But
Oh.
I just want to give some final
Yeah.
shout outs here. So shout out on the show to Leo and Maria for their wedding tomorrow. One of my best friends, the godfather of my son here, is getting married tomorrow. I'm super proud of him. Looking forward to celebrating that. So it's going to be a big day and night tomorrow. And a shout out to Preston and Lara for driving us there because it's quite far. And we're going to be getting a taxi, but they're going to pick us up. So thank you very much. You're saving a hell of a trip for us there. All right.
I think, okay, 2 people have left, but I don't think Josh is still on the show. But
It's
we
okay.
can wait a
He
little
might
bit.
be busy. That's okay. We can. So here we go.
RG
RJ,
Could
use his firepower
powers
like a jet engine to fly. Ooh.
I know you can be like a rocket. I like fire better than ice.
Okay.
Because fire is fire and lava, and ice is ice and
You
water.
see what the king wrote?
If I had fire powers, I would go around cooking steaks for everyone.
See what a man, huh? He's quite a guy, this guy.
So,
And
he,
he'd be the king of the barbecue, like we're saying. It's the closest thing to a king. He'd be just like they're just barbecuing for everyone. That's why we call him the king. See?
so we just
See the full.
so
loop?
he'll just be
See that?
burning
Hmm?
every single cow in his path.
No, he just order a lot of steaks. He's a generous guy. All right, let's wrap it up, son. That's it. That's it for another week. Thank you very much. Support the show. Please subscribe to Father and Son Podcast on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Also on Facebook page. Snowman would hate me. And also, what else we got? It's playing on the Rocksteady Podcast. But
Can I
channels.
quickly say something to them?
I'm sure you can. Go ahead.
Fire is better than ice.
Fire is better than ice. Okay, cool. All right, as we close out, please feel free to donate to the charity at the bottom, Starlight Children's Foundation. More info to come about that as well with some stories. Hopefully by next week. Otherwise, by the week after. Thank you, Rosa. I'm going to match you $100 to put in, so there's 300 to go
Fire is
before we.
still better than ice.
Hey, come on, sit up here. Come on. No one said to jump off the chair.
Fire is always better than ice.
Okay, we're going to end it here. All right. Thank you very much, guys. All the best.
Yeah.
Take care. I'm going to shut this one down.
Fire is still better than ice.
Okay.
For me, I really like cone.
What do you like about corn?
It's cone!